Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for a squat day, but a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click like down below. It would be greatly appreciated. Let's get over to the squatting. Today was triples, running my 531-ish, whatever we want to call it. Still 531. I did my ramp ups a little different. I didn't want to mess with a bunch of smaller plates, so I went straight from, instead of like 405, which I should have done for 3 and then 430, I just went 415 because that's what 4 plates is per side with this bar. Did my 3, went up to 465 because I realized I was going to do 455 for 3 plus, but I'm like 465 should be good, and I managed to get 3. It was challenging though. It was challenging. I did have someone kind of say in the comments, though, shouldn't you be going whatever ass to grass? That's my full range of motion, guys. Here's the thing. Yes, I'm high bar squatting, but that's because I plan on competing high bar in meets. Right? I plan on competing in meets. I am specifically choosing an exact stance to where the bottom of my range of motion is just below parallel. If I sink it as far as it'll go. Why? Because that's what I have to do in comp. Okay, I'm finding a stance to where, in a toe position to where I'm right at that point. That will give me better stretch reflex coming out of the bottom. So I'm not trying to find an exact stance that would let me go way deeper. It's not relevant. Not relevant. Something I did do today, because I did notice my shoulders weren't super happy from even that overhead press last week, which again, why I'm having to cut it out. We discussed that yesterday. I did 1 set of those. I'm like, you know what? Why beat my shoulders up? I have a belt squat. I can do my heavy squatting, and I can build all the muscles of the squat in the lower body off this belt squat machine. It's the exact same movement. It feels the same as a squat. So I did my 1 set of 10, and then I did 7 sets of 10 on this. And I think that might be what I do for just a bit. Why? It'll let me put more effort into my deadlifting volume. I feel that I get a lot out of the deadlifting volume. I really do. Especially for the back development, which will again give me the back I need for squatting. Between that and the reverse hypers, that will build all the secondary muscles of the squat, what I need for support. Right, I build my abs, build my low back, build the upper back. Well, deadlifting will give me that. Squat, I just need to get that technique dialed in and lift heavy and get just enough volume to get it dialed in. I can do that with ramping on the heavy sets. I probably need to do a little more ramping though if I'm going to go this route. And I can hypertrophy everything off of this, right? And then that way I can put the real focus into the deadlift. Because I feel like my squats are going to come along just fine. As long as I can keep my legs growing, those high bar squats are going to do fine. What I'm also doing is trying to save my shoulders, trying to save my hips. So I need to be looking at what's the minimum amount of squat volume I need to get to a world record. And then hypertrophy all the muscles. And again, the belt squat, I bought this for that purpose. It's a phenomenal tool for it. I need to use it. So I think what I want to start doing on some of my squat days, I'd like to build this up to 10 sets of 10. I'd like to build it up to 10 sets. And that will give me all the quad and adductor and glute volume and everything I need. And then I need to do 3 heavy ramp ups a lot more often moving forward with that on the back squat. And keep just hitting those small PRs. Because I don't think people realize, because they haven't gone and looked at different federations, I don't think they realize how close I am to a world record. It's closer than people realize. Again, complex topic, something I'll talk about after I knock some stuff down. I'll explain why I'm doing it the way I am and why I know I don't use open powerlifting. There's very good reasons not to. Because the people who hit those big numbers on squats sometimes on open powerlifting squat 100 pounds less than when they go to a different fed, when they go to a stricter fed. Just throwing that out there. You guys might want to investigate that. Is what it is. Standards are different. So what I'm going to do is focus on this. Also, I pulled the cleans. I'm going to have to put some serious thought into, as much as I love messing with those axle bar cleans. They are fun. I wonder if it's ideal for my shoulder health, given the overhead situation, or if I'm better off just doing something like upright rows to just build my yoke further on upper days. But in the meantime, lower body dominant today. Right, we did tons of belt squats, we did glute ham raises, and then I did my neck work. I'm going to keep doing neck extensions on my upper days because I need a place to fit it. And my training volumes, because I'm doing pushing and pulling and the arm work and stuff on upper days, I feel like my total volume and exercise selection can get a little bit high. And because neck fatigue can become a problem when I get to squatting and deadlifting, I don't want my neck fatigue going into it. I'll always have a day off from lifting after the squat day or the deadlift day. So it's a really good place to put the neck extension. So that's why people are curious why I'm fitting them in at the end. And again, it's just very, very orc mode. But it's all lower body today, really, because we do our heavy squats. I did the one back offset, then all this other stuff other than the neck work is kind of traction based. Because I'm not worried about the back so much on my squat day. It will let me save my back for the deadlift day, plus I'm doing rows on the upper days right now. It'll let me save my back to go hard on deadlift days. That way I can get lots of deadlift volume in. I can finish with the glute or with the reverse hypers, get everything where I need it. So we're putting a more anterior focus on the squat days, right? That's why I'm doing all the belt squats. I'm going to do way more sets of squatting type movements than I'm going to do hamstrings. Now, some people would say, well, how does that work? Does that mean the posterior chain isn't? No, the posterior chain is getting trained. Squats are one of the best glute exercises you can possibly do. I mean, even though we like hip thrusts and glute bridges, let's be fair. Back squats have been found in studies to out-hypertrophy the glutes, to out-hypertrophy the hip thrusts and the glutes. Okay, it's a phenomenal glute builder. Phenomenal glute builder. It's just not a great hamstring builder. Hamstrings are an important support muscle here. So I'm doing the hamstring work here. And as much as I hate to do it, I may work them back in on deadlift days too, even if it's going to make me cramp. I feel like having thick, strong hamstrings is one of the things that's helped keep me injury free. I don't pull hamstrings on deadlifting. It keeps your knees healthier. So I'm always torn back and forth. That is one I flip-flop on. Should I be doing glute ham raises once or twice a week? So people say, oh, you flip-flop. Well, that's a good one to flip-flop on because I have reasons. It's a balancing act on my recovery. Ideally, I mean, that 10 sets of these every week, 5 sets of 10 done twice a week, that is just so amazing for hypertrophy. The issue is that I cramp if I'm not careful. And hamstring cramps really affect me because then I have to do desk work, sitting, working with clients and stuff at my desk. And if I have a hamstring cramp, I'm screwed. So I just have to be aware of that and balance it out. And I think keeping them away from failure like this, of knowing I have a rep or two in the tank on the last set, is kind of important there. I think that's how I'm going to have to balance it. I'll see how it does on the deadlift day. I think I'm going to work it back in on deadlift days. I'm going to have to proceed with caution though. I just get so much out of it, so much out of the exercise. It's just such a good exercise. It's just the cramping. The cramping is a concern. But, I want to win and I want to be injury free. So, we have to look at it that way. So again, adjustments a little bit in the training, trying to balance the volume and recovery. So a lot of times people will say silly things like, well, you're doing this or that, and it's some flip-flop. Not really. It's balancing stimulus with recovery. And we have to do that all the time. I do this as a coach with my clients all the time, right? Because I have over 20 clients year round. It has been probably 2 years since I've ever had not more than 20 clients at a time. So I'm doing the same thing every week with my clients too, right? It's just part of coaching. It's part of training. We're not doing cookie cutter approaches. But overall, pretty happy with today's squat. 465 for 3 on a high bar. I'll take it. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.